Hello and welcome back to City Skylines Earth Map, fellow Vooperians, and it has been quite the journey. We're now growing in population almost faster than ever. Our funding is very high, and demand is pretty low as people move into the buildings already available to them. We did a fantastic job when it came to making plenty of available areas for new residents, but that's going to come to an end soon, and we're going to have to increase density or just use up more land. Thankfully, though, we have a little bit of industrial demand, and that's going to push us to actually build up Silicon Valley, as planned before. Oh, that's the West Coast. Oh, that's already an IT cluster. Okay, fantastic, that works. And now, all we have to do is start building up Silicon Valley right next to the high-density residential so that people can go right across the street to their workplace, which will hopefully make them happy and productive. And the offices will come right next to the silicon mines, which should make it rather efficient, even though they don't actually use the silicon, you know. We're trying to make it look cool here, okay? But look at that. Brand new technology buildings popping up, making money for the city. Hopefully, with all the smart homes and smart buildings, this part of America will be absolutely gorgeous given a few years. A lot of people are coming in by plane, which is always good. We have a lot of free-flowing traffic in the area. Just general good signs when it comes to city growth. What would probably make local businesses happier is better education in the area. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a technology institute over in Silicon, the Silicon Center, but really Silicon Valley. Oh, shoot. Can we not put that, like, actually by the businesses? I'd like to put it here. You know what? I can make an exception. All I have to do is rip down this road and very carefully just do something like this. Nice. Very good indeed. Yay! Fantastic. And now we have room for that. That'll make everyone happy, and it should cause people to upgrade, and if it doesn't, that's because there's no high schools or anything available nearby. Let's go ahead and provide those as well. We're going to start modernizing the world as quickly as we can. Are things going over? Oh man, the amount of money we're making is starting to drop. I'm slightly concerned that the Middle East is dropping in oil production, but not too much. Apparently, we're still doing pretty fine. It's making 3,000 units a week. Oh, but they are starting to run dry. So that is something we have to keep in mind. The oil industry isn't going to last forever, and we have to find something to do with the Middle East after. We may take the route of Dubai and make super luxury housing and stuff to try and fill a gap in the market after the oil's gone, but we'll see what we can do. It's going to be an interesting time when we're actually dealing with those issues. But we'll just say that in this version of the world, Brazil has eaten everything. And as expected, remember how Brazil was made to try to increase the population when it was dropping? Well, it turns out Brazil is holding a fourth of the entire world's population right now. They're doing a fantastic job, like a really good job. But now the advantage up on the West Coast is going to be education, which we're going to be pumping up in America to make the most educated workforce possible. Because educated people means taller buildings, means more money. Oh geez, we need a lot of elementary schools, and we need a lot of high schools. Basically just need a lot of everything at this point. Hopefully this increases residential demand a bit. People like it when their kids can go to school. Generally, a good thing. Kids don't like it, but, well, some do. Some do, but that's the odd case. Clearly they haven't gotten into any, high-level high school classes yet, which make you want to rip out your hair. Darn AP Calc. Okay, and now we're over the amount we actually need. Now, that's for the entire world. So we are really going school dense when it comes to America, which means a lot of people across the world are going to come to America for education, which is fine. That's kind of my plan in the first place with all the technology sector being over here. That's the plan. So, congratulations, you guys figured it out. Let's just plop down one more high school. There we go. And that's actually going to attract a lot more young families into America. That's kind of my plan. Hopefully it works well. Residential demand is jumping up like I expected it would after doing that. Sadly, because this is all here, I can only really make this area office. Because with the mines there, nobody would want to live there. However, maybe we can pull off... I do see some more area we can fit residential over here. We can build a road here. Let's put some commercial over here because airport. Tourism does pretty well with an airport. Okay, nice. Just a little bit of office here to block off the noise. And some high-density residential along here. But overall, things are going pretty well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Great. It's happened. The shutdown has begun. Can we pull off a massive resort in the middle of Saudi Arabia? Well, that's gonna be a hard one to sell to consumers, especially considering the amount of, disgusting area. But... maybe we can pull it off. Let's go ahead and set it to tourism, and we will also set it to self-sufficient buildings. We'll try to clean up and make this a nice area. As you can see, these oil wells are done. They have finished functioning, done producing. It looks like the Middle East is pretty much done as well. That is the end of the oil. It's running out rather quickly. How is the ore going in Silicon Valley? Oh, it's not going too poorly. I mean, they're still producing plenty. They're gonna be out at some point, but then we're just going to build skyscrapers there anyway, so it's fine. Of course, we can now bring in cargo through our cargo terminal here, so it's not the end of the world if we run out of supply. We'll just have to import it at a cost, which does suck, but you know what? Importing is better than not having it at all. Alright, let's just very quickly do a quick deletion of all of these. Now, one thing it's going to do is it's going to free up a lot of money. Now, that may seem counterintuitive, but when you delete these actually do cost maintenance. The only issue is, of course, you know, they did used to make money, so the economy is still going to suffer a little bit. I mean, but when does the economy not suffer? Let's be honest. We've had a lot of economy suffering in the past few episodes. It's doing better than ever right now, actually, so I'm not going to complain. Like, this has such a nice backbone with traffic infrastructure and stuff. It'll make a really good tourist area. It just needs a lot of upgrades to get there. And part of that is just going to be getting it through safely, because right now it has a real issue of pollution. Also, there's a big prison right here, but you know, we're going to ignore that. Okay, so let's D-zone everything in Saudi Arabia. Let's just go ahead, drop all of this industry. Now, this is going to have a rather large impact on the economy. I will be honest, it's not going to be pretty. Thankfully, with all this stuff already in place, there's already a way for them to get goods over here for any commercial industry. So Saudi Arabia should do well in its conversion. Let's watch our income slowly drop as this entire area is just completely abandoned. Global traffic is also going to decrease because industry introduces so much traffic, which means that we're going to lose some money on the major toll booths in the world. But overall, I think that this is going to be a smart and profitable course of action. Unless, of course, I accidentally cut off all the world. Whoops. Electricity is important. We're just going to also quickly move these recycling centers to the Middle East. No reason to have them in this area if we're trying to make it nicer. Okay, Saudi Arabia is ready to be upgraded. But first, we need to ensure we still have electricity. And that's a complicated process of dragging a few power lines all across the world. There we go. And that should do it. Okay, the world has power again. That's always good. Nice. Is anyone complaining about anything? Glowing goo. Well, that's not good. Tourism. Oh, sad. They're leaving because there's restaurants and stuff. Well, you know, improvement needs to be made somehow. How do we convince the area to fill up? Well, let's start with some nice parks and stuff to try to improve the environment. Let's swap this industrial road out for something a little bit more residential geared and commercial geared. Some nice tree roads. This is gonna be a Saudi Arabian paradise after it's done. I mean, it's gonna look pretty nice. One of the nicest areas in the world, actually. But that's the plan. Make money where it used to be made. Just find more renewable means to do so. And people will always be interested in leisure. They'll always be interested in parks. They'll always be interested in movie theaters. That demand is never going away, so it's a smart move for us to keep everything profitable and functioning as planned. There we go. Make some walkways for people to go to the park. Or parks, because there's going to be a few of them by the time I'm done here. Honestly, the plan is just going to be pretty simple when it comes to it. Add parks, add tourist area, add high density residential. Like, if we can pull those three things off, it should very quickly grow into a nice area. I don't see why it wouldn't. To be fair, the area does have a few issues. Is that the end of the world that there's a tree in the middle of the path? Not the end of the world, but probably not a good thing. Let's just Shift P to turn off prop and tree anarchy so that it does in fact take into account where that is. Now the pollution means that the trees are looking a little bit bare and orange, but the hope is that over time that gets better, and hopefully the trees help with the pollution and just with general, you know, feelings about the area. I mean, that's a nice park. And then we just build another nice park over here. The question is, will people like it? I mean, It is not the nicest area if we ignore this. It's stuck in between a ton of industrial areas. There's a lot of industry traffic going through. Shipping lanes all over the place. The land is kind of crooked, bumpy. Railroads going around with noise. Massive industrial hubs, but also a big prison. But if we can convince people that the area is nice, I don't see why not. Now, this is pretty low quality land. How do we raise the quality? With time, effort, and investment. Here is a big investment I'm gonna put in. But we put, oh my god, a track and field would be really nice, but that doesn't really fit what we're going for. Here we go, a movie theater. That fits what we're going for. Tourism, people like movies. People really do like movies. And then we're just going to use this to raise this building up a little bit, because it doesn't make sense where it is. Turn it a little bit, and move it a little bit. I think that fits. Oh, shoot, I did not mean to... Ah! Okay. Is there anywhere better to fit you? Will you fit over here? No, you won't. How about we just put you back here and actually make it work? Right there. That's going to work if I just move it slightly to the right. Okay, great. And now we move this down a little bit. Put forward a bit more for the entrance. Great! We've got a movie theater. Everyone is so excited. Wow, it's Deadpool. Electricity is an issue. We'll just connect it straight up for now to get people happy. The pollution is starting to go away over time. Land value should be rising during this time as well. And now we make the big change, really. Two changes. First off, this is an issue. There's way too much traffic coming in from this highway. So we're actually going to disconnect it from Saudi Arabia. We'll keep this road structure just because it kind of looks cool with the Y going under it. But this is going to be switched to connecting directly with this over here, because they both serve pretty much the same purpose, which is industry. And so now they can go straight to where they need to go. They don't have to go through this area that's going to be mostly commercial. Very nice. Okay, so now we can do the real test, which is going to be putting just a little bit of commercial in and seeing if they take the bait. Can we build this into a high-quality commercial area full of tourists? That's the question. We have some nice stuff over here for sure. And the police headquarters is definitely a plus. The movie theater, big parks. Maybe we can get, like, some landmarks there eventually. But it's going to take a while for everything to clean up in Saudi Arabia. So we will give them time. But for now, we are in the process of making a brand new paradise on Earth. And I think that's a good way to end it. Thank you all for watching. Things have been going fantastic. Thanks to all of you loyal Vooperians. Don't forget to join us and hit subscribe if you wish to do so. And I will see you all next time. Make sure you don't miss it. And hit that notification bell. Bye! See you all next time. Today's sponsor is Mastrop with their New Force EDC in-ear monitors. Or more simply put, high-quality earbuds. I've been using these earbuds for over a month and they have become my main pair for use. They're comfortable and sound quite amazing, and they're actually pretty low cost as well. Hate tangles in your cord? Well, have no fear. They come with two separate cords that you can actually swap at will. It's a simple process and one of them has inline controls. Changing out the wire just requires a little bit of force pulling on the rubber bit near the earbud, and they pop right out of place. They have high quality gold connectors, I noticed, and they slip back into place extremely easily. I feel like this will stay sturdy even after hundreds of changes, although I don't see why you'd need to change it that many times in the first place. The headphones come with a nice carry case and plenty of tips for the earbuds to swap out. 3 silicone and 2 foam, and they all block out noise very well. The headphones have 361 reviews right now and are over 4 stars. I personally would give them 5. They are a great way to get into high quality sound if you don't have nice earbuds right now, and you can definitely tell the difference. I can't go back to my old wireless earbuds. These ones sound too nice. And believe it or not, they're only $59.99, or after a $5 discount, $54.99, which is way lower than comparable retailers for the same quality noise. If you're interested, you can use either the link below or in the description, and make sure you try them out. They're actually pretty fantastic.